Hello, everyone. It's Riddle Me This, and we are back to discuss episode 11, Back to Square One. It's Emeli.
It's Anitha.
Let's start. Jasmine and Gino. And this episode, we begin with Jasmine and Gino repairing the hot mess that is Gino's ex.
They were what? They were basically, I think they were packing. They were packing their stuff. I guess they made up a little bit. And the way they made up was really, I guess, cute in its way, but at the same time a little creepy. For them to go on 100 to 0, like just that was really quick for you to feel the betrayal, somebody exposing you. And for you to just like, oh, I'm glad you picked up the toothbrush. Oh yeah, I picked up your nail. I picked up your nail. This was only the only memory. So that was really interesting. And I like the way Jasmine, in her confessions, she did say that that's a little bit weird that Gino picked up her nail. It's a little bit weird, but yeah.
Yeah, I felt I was getting flashbacks of who's that one couple with the girl in Brazil and the guy in America, and he used to take hair. Like his thing was like, I'm gonna collect your hair to keep it with me when
I have not. I don't know about that. That's crazy.
Down in the comments, yeah, let us know. But it's giving me those flashbacks. It was a little creepy. But after that makeup, they went back to Panama, and now Gino's gonna meet Jasmine's mother.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to see the meeting. We were just
we saw them in the car riding there, and Jasmine was very vocal about how critical, or should I say it's like critical?
No, critical.
How her mom is very critical of her, of the guys that she's been with, and that her stamp of approval. Yes, her stamp of approval is needed for Gino and her to proceed in their journey or to get engaged and whatnot. And I like the fact that they were talking about, I like when Jasmine brought up the hat situation, because in most culture, when you go inside, even here, well, I guess most culture, when you enter a building, you should remove your hat, especially, you're indoors. It's not like, outside or anything like that. And Gino's very adamant about that he didn't want to.
Yes, and we actually skipped the part where he did go get that engagement ring. I think she's going to say yes when he does pop the question, and I think he will pop the question when he goes to meet the mom. I think it would only make sense.
I think so too. I think he's running out of time, so he definitely have to pop the question after getting that approval, which I think it will happen. But my thing, I'm still 50-50 about her, Jasmine, accepting the engagement. I mean, yes, she'll say yes, but I think she won't be satisfied with the ring choice.
Oh, they did spend an unusual amount of time with Gino inside the store, so something's gonna be up with that ring selection.
Right, because he spent 200 something and he was so happy. And I feel like Jasmine will probably want an actual diamond, assuming that was not a real diamond.
Listen, Gino's gonna brag about the fact that he got it for a bargain.
He did. He bragged, which is like, it was so wrong. I feel like you just kept quiet, like, yeah, but the fact that he did, that's like, it goes on the record that he paid $275. I don't remember.
So, Jasmine likes the finer things in life, so don't brag about it. If you're gonna buy,
don't brag how cheap it was. Exactly. Just keep it on the low.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think that will be in Gino's plans. Let's talk about Memphis and Hamza. Memphis having to explain the secret. I didn't think that she was gonna tell the national TV what the secret was, because I expected it to be more like tax fraud, that type of situation. That's what I had in my head.
But right, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking some criminal activities that she did.
Yeah, court stuff, or just like something financial. Yeah. I don't know, but it was I don't know. I guess I was kind of like, like I was left after that scene. I was left like,
Oh, right. I think to go back a little bit, we saw how they were in the balcony talking about, if you trust me, trust me, like the papers, and has Hamza feeling like, from his mom that he's rushing to getting married and whatnot. And and that was kind of, for me, I was kind of torn about that. It's like, yeah, Memphis, you do claim that you trust Hamza, but yet you want the prenup. You can't, so I feel like that's kind of a little bit of contradiction there. And I feel like Memphis kind of got like her own taste of medicine when Hamza like walked out and kind of like, he said that I'm afraid of you. I really wish like he would more elaborate more, he afraid, because she's coming off very bossy. And
that was a powerful statement. I was not expecting that from him. When he said it, I was like, oh.
But I would say it was powerful, but I don't know if he meant the way we think that he meant. Maybe he really meant that I'm afraid, because he did say that the way, like his intention saying that he's afraid, he was afraid that she would him. So I was like, no, I think
not that one.
Her mannerism is she's coming off a little too strong. She's bossing you around, and she needs to chill out for a bit.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm glad that he was so accepting and understanding of her situation as to why she stayed with her ex-husband.
So that was really good that he understood that.
His comment after was really, touching for me when he was like, I wish I was that man. I wish I was that man that was able to take care of her during that time. So with that, but I
have a question though. Did you peep Hamza's mom kind of come off a little shady to me? Like the way she asked you guys to make peace, because she was sitting there, like I'm catching some little subtle shade here and there. I feel like she's coming off a little shady, She went over and tried to scold Memphis, like you're supposed to tell him. I was
like, I think she's given up on it. I think she has it set in her mind that this is not going to work. But in the meantime, for however long it lasts, at least Hamza's going to get something out of it. I think that's how she has it, because her mannerisms, like you said, are very like standoffish. Like, okay, since y'all want to do stuff your own way, like, okay, don't mind me.
And what happened to the sister? She just
exactly. She's been gone. She got a whole life. She ain't got time for Hamza.
I know that's right.
But I know who got time though. Kimbali.
Oh my gosh.
She got all the time in the world.
I wish we could keep her at last. I could not. I'm telling you, I was watching this while I was flat ironing my hair, and I just could not watch this. I was just like rolling my eyes, looking at myself like, oh my God, just shut up.
Tell me what was the cringiest part in her explanation of how last night went? What part was the most cringiest?
The references to cassava. The references to the African sex is different.
Okay, there you go. Never mind. You touched that.
For me, those references, they like
no shame. She has no shame.
I really wanted to I was having like an outer body experience. I just like wanted to run away from my own ears. Like why TLC? Why do you have to have problematic people on TV? That is so problematic.
He loves it. His reaction was, I don't want to get too much into it. His reaction was just a lot for me. Like every single thing he said, how he was saying it for me. Maybe I was just analyzing it too much. I couldn't put a pin on how he felt, whether he was happy, whether he was satisfied, or whether he was like, I'm doing my duty.
He cares. I think he cared about his performance. He's like, hey, I feel yes. I mean, the way he was coming off in the beginning, like the past episodes, it's like, oh, I'm very conservative. I only have sex with, when we're in a relationship. But for me, I mean, I didn't buy that. And I still don't buy it. But it's just like it's just been, this episode is just filled with the references. Had the little boy, the old boy go dig out a cassava root.
Yes. And he's talking about it's a carrot.
Exactly. Talking about it's a carrot. Like all the references, bruh.
And how she was talking about, and how she was talking about, I can't wait to get some cassava tonight. Like, girl,
it stressed me out. It's stressful. It was stressful.
Drop it. I wanted to just mute her parts because it was just getting too much flirting. And I think it just makes me uncomfortable. I ain't gonna lie. It makes me uncomfortable.
It was very uncomfortable, to say the least. And then we saw them going to the, of course, the spice tour, which,
that lady.
Interesting. I guess, I mean, spices and I don't know. For me, that just was cringe-worthy scene. But I'm glad that now I guess we get to see Usman opening up about, the girl, and I'm interested to see how that goes. How would that go?
We'll speak more about that on the expectations about about Kimbali's reaction. So we touched on Kimbali and Usman. Let's talk about Ximena and Mike. Let's start with the dress shopping. She seemed, I liked their conversation, the tax. I mean, I didn't like it. It was just kind of awkward, but I was with Mike when he said, like, I'm hoping this dress shopping will kind of bring her around to like feeling normal, like the last trip.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see her because when she came out, she was truly like, oh, I feel like a princess. I feel like this, but I ain't got no. I want them judged.
Breast augmentation.
I don't like her excuse. I feel like her excuse could be better. If it's for modeling, girl, come on. Just say you want to look good. Maybe that's the look that she's trying to go for.
I feel like maybe that is true. She wants to model.
Sure. There's other.
But you're talking about the beauty standard on modeling, you're talking about Alexandra McQueen. You're talking about that, but we're talking about like maybe she just want to appear in a local beauty shop. So there are levels to modeling, I would think. Or even be a bottle girl, in the club or anything like that. But I think there's definitely a shift in her that really, before I could, like, she was likable to me. I really was rooting for her. I was rooting for her. But this time the shift has definitely.
I wouldn't call it a shift. That's a 360.
Well, it's a 180, I would say. 360 is back to the same thing as a 180. Nope. Right, it's back to the same. This is 180. It's like black and white. So I really do. I feel bad. I feel bad for him. I really do feel bad for him. And
I think she's coming off as a bully now. In the last episode, we gave her.
I was saying that, but I kind of liked when they discussed about, them not being intimate and him basically get kicked out of the room and having to go to the guest house. That was really sad to watch. But I really like how she was honest when he asked her, are you in love with me? And she said that, no, I feel like honesty is the best policy here. And at least like you have to give credit a little bit, even if it's a little bit, you have to give credit when credit is due. So I feel like that was important for her to say that, and I hope expectation-wise for next week that she will open up more of like, hey, you're weird. The way she said you're weird, I was like, ooh.
That was very
right. But I'm glad I want her to be more upfront, truthful about what she feels. And I hope Mike takes notes and use those notes.
And I hope he doesn't try to change it because I think if you're human, he's human, he will try to see if he can change her mind. I don't think he can change it. I hope he doesn't waste all his resources and his money.
I would think, I don't know how far, I don't know if we're halfway there, but I would think that they will have kind of to have a story to carry on the entire season.
We still have not seen that scene, have we? We're in the beginning.
I think that's forthcoming. Maybe it's next week.
That means they're gonna have another conversation about it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe she'll get. I don't know. I haven't checked social media to see if she got her breast done. So maybe.
Okay, I see. It, like you already touched on that conversation about them not getting intimate. That was also, I had the same out of body experience listening to Kimbali. I don't want to hear it.
I'll take Xemena's talk about not being intimate than the Usman. That was a whole different level.
Oh, tell me about Ben and Mahogany. Let's we can start with them. Okay, let's start with them at the house because I think the boardwalk, that dinner scene was blah. But then her home, I really, oh man, like when I was actually looking forward to seeing more of their scenes because how Ben is talking, like how he's narrating Mahogany, it sounded very like it should be a movie. It sounded like this girl is like catfish, like to a different level. Like you getting Airbnbs. It's like that type of scale in my head. I'm like, oh, she's probably getting Airbnbs. Every time like everything is rented. Like, she's trying to set up for a play. Once you're gone, she's taking everything down. That type of situation. Did you have the same feelings?
For me, I feel like the whole entire thing is so fake.
Yeah,
From her apartment to the parents, I don't even think those are her real parents. I just think, I don't know if TLC is behind it or not, but it just, the entire storyline has been a fake, such a fake. I can't, like, I just can't even pinpoint. The only real thing is just like they're two human beings, but I don't know. They sounded very scripted, coming from Mahogany, of course. But I mean, if you look up online, they'll say even Ben himself is actually an actor himself. He was hired. So the entire scene was really cringy in terms of like, it was so fake. I was just like, ugh. Okay, get it done with. Like, let's fast forward to actually real couples, at least real couples. So yeah,
it was getting hey, if it's scripted, listen, congrats to them, because I'm hooked. Like,
really,
him saying like the house, like it didn't feel like she knew her house, and I was like, wait.
Not even that. I would just say, as soon as she opened the door and I saw the surfboard, whatever, in the apartments, like, we all live in apartments. Like, you'll have something that's not in place, but her apartment looks staged. Like, everything, the pillows are right. Like, I understand when you have company coming, like, it's gonna be on TV and stuff like that. You're gonna make sure you arrange you make up your apartment real good. But the fact that it looks so dang, like, it's very clean. Very polished, like everything is just like in place. Like the decoration is just, yeah, for me it looked too good to be true. And if there's smoke, might be a fire.
Okay.
Something about it's fake.
I hope he uncovers something. I hope he uncovers it, and I hope he's not in on it, but I doubt that, because he's not as likable as he comes off. And it was the thing I do want to touch on is that last part when I want to say she got caught on her own lie by saying like her parents was like, oh, she's 22, and he's like, hold up, you're 22? I thought you're 24. I was waiting for him to say, well, it doesn't make too much of a difference, it's just 2 years. But I'm glad at the end he was like, oh, but my daughter's 22. And what really irritated me was like, it took you that to gross you out. It took you that.
I don't even think he was grossed out. Don't put words in his mouth. He was not even grossed out. So we can see the next episode. He's still continue, because at the end he was like, I'm gonna go back home. I'm gonna go back to the airport. No, he's still he's still going.
He's still
pursuing her. So he was not grossed out. He was more like, oh my gosh, like on TV, you're gonna come out like that. Oops. But
exactly. No. Oh, okay, yeah. I felt very just like, come on, Ben. Like, I already knew you were creepy, but it just makes it more creepy. But hey, you brought us to the expectations. Let's start with Ben. Like you said, next episode, it looks like he's gonna sit down with Mahogany's friends. And there's gonna be some sort of complication between, is Ben a friend, Ben a boyfriend? I don't know. I feel like it's just not interesting now.
It's definitely not interesting. I mean, this Mahogany has yet to refer Ben as my boyfriend. It looks like two strangers that just met up for coffee. Like when you go to another country, maybe you guys had a little fling online and now you see each other in person and nothing is clicking. That's what exactly about that I'm getting. So I don't know why Ben keep pushing this idea of like, yeah, I'm in love with your daughter and all that stuff. Like, yeah, boyfriend keep throwing that word around like you're 18 years old. Like, no.
I'm glad you brought that up, because remember when he was putting that tanning stuff on his body?
Right.
I want to look like a young, I don't know, makes him feel, I don't know.
No, he said something like, I'm a model, I'm a fitness model, and my MUA gave me this. I was like, well, you can say makeup artist, like MUA. It's just something about him is just a little off. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. Yes.
Yeah. And then Ximena and Mike, did we get to see? I don't think we got to see much.
Not much. But I do hope that they do talk about, more so Ximena.
Friend.
Oh yeah, the video chat. Yeah, the video chat. I don't know what difference would it make, because I mean they can still communicate using the device. So I don't know what kind of device. I mean, if you tell me the friend is a therapist, psychotherapist or anything like that, then I would agree. But if she only gonna translate, or maybe she's gonna add another layer because she's a friend of Mike. But hopefully,
Go ahead.
Oh, Ben. Yeah, hopefully Zamana will still continue to tell Mike the truth. Like, hey, I'm not deep.
I think the best the friend can do for Mike is tell Mike, yeah, she, from how it sounds like her tone of voice, how she is talking about you.
Grossed out.
She's not into you. She's grossed out. I think that's the best.
Look at the photo behind you. Like he's obsessed. And the fact that Zamana was saying, like, you creep me out when we sleep and you stare at me. Oh my God. Like, look at the picture behind you. That's literally like the depiction of their relationship. He's obsessed and she's like looking straight, like, what?
Bless.
She's pausing and he's like obsessed. So yeah, hopefully, but I do hope Samantha will open up more about him not being into him like that.
And maybe the the friend can help figure out more things that she doesn't like about him, so he can possibly fix it. Because I feel like she's just gonna elaborate. Somebody's gonna be like, well, he does this, and the girl's like, oh, you do this and this. This is why she don't like it. Like, here's the long list of things that she said.
Yeah,
it's not looking good.
Nope.
It's not looking good. Let's finish off with Jasmine and Gino, or Memphis and Hamza.
We didn't see much of Memphis and Hamza for next week.
But we did see Jasmine and Gino, how the mom is still she has doubts about Jasmine possibly going to the US and being alone.
I do hope that, I think she should be worried. I mean, Gino was the one who was messaging his ex-girlfriend photos. You never know. Photos like that can wind up in the social media somewhere, So yeah, I say her worries are valid.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna stop Jasmine though. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think Gino's definitely is ready to pop a question, and I can see. Yeah.
Lastly, how do you think Kimbali's gonna take the Zara news?
She don't care.
She don't care. I was gonna
say she don't care. But I do hope we get to see the other girl. I forgot, the Zari. I hope we get to see her.
We did see a picture.
We saw a picture, but I want to see her talk. I want to see, I wonder if Kimberly will be eager to chat with her, or if when she returns to the US, she'll probably try to meet up with her and discuss, like, hey, I'm now his girlfriend. So, trying to check her.
Or even if not, Kimbali is just going to do it just to throw it in her face type of stuff. Because or Kimbali seems like the type that'll be like, I want a song with my name on it next.
Yes.
I can see Kimbali just being like that.
Petty. Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that too. But
she's wearing Usman like, a medal right here. She's ready to shout it up to the mountain.
She's not wearing Usman. She's wearing cassava on her neck.
Not cassava. But that is all. So we're gonna wrap up, and thank you guys for coming to watch our reaction, and we hope to see you next week. It's Emeli again.
Anitha.
And bye-bye.